Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people all over the world, welcome to another episode or rendition of the Runback. The Runback is the series where I interview some of your favorite FGC slash commentators slash people that are doing dope things in the world. And as you can clearly see, for the next ninth time in a row, that I don't have no one next to me. It's all good though, because it's another solo episode. I would think by at least April, I will have at least one guest, whether that's a recurring guest, like maybe El Chicote, maybe Grim. I don't know, maybe I'll hit up Galaxy again and maybe actually do a 1v1 so you can actually see our faces. Because last time I interviewed him, I didn't have a face cam and all that stuff, but now I do. So we might as well, use the benefit of the face cam, right? Capcom Cup, and I'm going to go into the winners, but we're going to save that. I'm sorry that I can't talk. It's kind of like I'm getting antsy. It's kind of hard to talk to yourself, so talk to yourself for 10, 15 minutes a day and see how well you do. We're going to get into Capcom Cup, and we're going to go into my winners and predictions and things of that nature. And I actually did pretty all right. Actually did quite well for myself. But we're not going to tackle that right away because I don't know how Capcom Cups, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if they really released the information, but they technically did of who the winner is. So we're going to get into that when we get into that. But I want to just prolong it a little bit just so I could, talk about this main topic. And this main topic that I want to get into, if you will, is Guilty Gear Strive related. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I played Guilty Gear Strive and I played Lucy. It was pretty fun when I played her and had fun with the character and things of that nature. But for those of you who do not know, I am stalling. I'm pretending it's stalling. Is it working? Because I had it up, but then... Guilty Gear 2.0 was announced. Arc World Tour Finals was this past weekend, and I know shout out to Nitro. I think he finished in second. I didn't watch it, so that's why I'm not covering that, and I don't want to fake it like I knew who was what and what is who and who played what and did what. So they announced Jim coming, RoboKai is coming. That's the second character that's coming out in summer. There's going to be a winter character, and there's going to be a character that comes out in 2027. You would think that with the Arc World Tour, people getting new moves, I guess, I forgot Buddy's name. What's my man's name? Oh my God. I forgot Buddy's name. Yo, rate this 5 stars. Asuka. He could block now without summoning the card to block. They made it to where Soul has a new move as far as it's like a DP Ender looking type move where it's this big explosion. Kai could pretty much set off his fireballs. Nago got a new move. Happy Chaos, you could block the curse so that way you don't get cursed automatically and get shot out the air and things of that nature. It looks like a good patch. It looks like they switching things up. And the biggest switch up that you would think is the most important topic and conversation is the fact that they're removing Wild Assault. They're removing Wild Assault and then they're putting in this thing called Counter Blitz. And I guess if you're close to the corner, it's going to automatically break the wall. So I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know how it's going to look visually. And I don't know what kind of combos you could get. Because I only played really the Lucy season. So basically the last season. And I got her to Plat. So I didn't really get hit with a lot of the bullshit of Wild Assaults. I think the big bodies, because obviously there was different colors. I think the big bodies was the most problem because they had armor on the Wild Assaults. But I never really played any of them that utilized it. But like I said, I got to Plat playing Lucy, right? So the fact that Guilty Gear is willing to make such a big change, you would think that's the topic of discussion. And to be fair, it could very well be the topic of discussion. So I don't want to misconstrue it like it's not the topic of discussion. But there was also another topic. Another topic had to do with Jam. Baby girl. Jam. For those of you who don't know, Jam... I never really played Rev 2, but I practiced Rev 2 and I bought Rev 2 because I thought Guilty Gear was sick and I kind of wanted to practice it prior to Guilty Gear Strive coming out because for those who don't know, Guilty Gear Strive actually got delayed. So I was like, well, I still want to play Guilty Gear and get used to the mechanics and system. I know it's not one-to-one. Obviously, Rev 2 is like the Guilty Gear game and Guilty Gear Strive is kind of like the kids version of that. Think like probably Street Fighter 4 to Street Fighter 5, if you will. Maybe even like might be Street Fighter 4 to Street Fighter 6 for comparison. One of the characters I was drawn to was Jam. And if you look at the design, right? Like if you look at the character, good looking character. You know what I'm saying? Fine, attractive, grand. Mwah. You know what I'm saying? She got the stomach showing. You can see a little bit of belly button. Cool design, cool hair. Still the same Jam. Still has the same elements of where she can enhance her moves and does like this wind up. to enhance her moves. So think Ryu like getting a Denjin charge and then the Hashogeki is stronger, but it's all her special moves instead of just the fireball and supers. Cool character. And you would think, you know what I'm saying, when Jam comes in, has all his personalities, chef, cooks for the man, that niggas would be excited. Well, niggas are excited, but they're also annoyed. And what's funny about them being annoyed is that they're bothered by Guilty Gear changes. And what you're like, oh, Prince, what do you mean? What do you mean they're bothered by Guilty Gear changes? Niggas is mad that she's not showing her panties. That's what they mad about. They mad that Jam is not currently showing her panties. And where you're like, oh, what you talking about? That's kind of a weird thing to say about a fighting game character. Like, you would think so. You would think. And there's no cap in my rap. One of the tweets, I'm not going to put the tweet on screen because that's, but it's on Twitter. So it said, they ruined Jam because of course. And then he puts this gif of one of the, like, say, emoji faces with the hands and it just disintegrating. Mind you, this is an FGC player, so I'm not going to bring up the tweet. I don't want to, like, actually attack this person. But then somebody said, wait, what's wrong here? Oh, don't tell me. It's the panties, isn't it? Jesus Christ. It really took me a good 5 minutes to understand what's wrong here because I couldn't see it and I main Jam and Guilty Gear, so I'm happy to see her again. That's my sentiments. I'm not the biggest Jam fan, but I am a fan of this character, and this was the character I wanted to play. And this is the character that I always wanted to play in Guilty Gear Strive, because I knew that Strive, although it's not Guilty Gear, like, peak of peaks, like what true Guilty Gear fans like, it is a Guilty Gear that people enjoy, and she was always in the files. She was in the files since season 1. So her being in the files since season 1, I was always looking forward to playing this character. Granted, because I think she's even in the story, like the story mode where they had Happy Chaos, Soul, and like Eno, and I could see Jacko, right? I don't know why I keep forgetting Guilty Gear Strive. Yeah, Jacko. Sorry, I haven't said the names in so long, so I apologize for that. But that story mode, she had a model in the story mode, but it had her old design. So obviously she wasn't ready, she wasn't cooked. And the fact that Guilty Gear has been so successful that they're willing to, get to year 5 and put this design in the game, I think is a great thing. And then another tweet, somebody tweets out that says, it's insane how when Guilty Gear stops doing goon bait, the design quality skyrockets. And I think this is a good design for, Jam. And someone quote tweets it on the opposite end, says, you people are fucking insufferable. You're the main reason Guilty Gear has gone to shit. Now, I wonder why so many people feel some way about Guilty Gear's design, because they had some risque designs. You could say Dizzy had a wild design. You could say, I'm trying to think of the egregious designs. I don't even think Jam really had a bad design. It's just, it showed her panties. And then she also had the tent nipples. Well, I guess you can't really see her nipples, but she had the tent boobs where the shits would just stick out like this. It might look crazy in the replay, but I'm not looking at it, right? But for those of you who do not know, I would show this, but this is kind of freaked out. Contingent upon the day. I'm actually looking at this, and it's funny that I'm looking at this. It's on my second monitor, so for those of you who are wondering. Depending on the day, Jam would either have, this is freaked out if I describe it, she would either have 8 different colors. And I'm guessing one color got to be for a holiday or something like that. And I think, because if I remember right, Skullgirls had to where it would pretty much show the bottom of their ass or their panties. And then they changed that because I think at the time, Skullgirls was only on one console. Or maybe it was only on PC. No, because it was on PlayStation, because I remember buying it on PlayStation. So when they brought Skullgirls to mobile and brought it to Xbox and brought it to everywhere, I think they kind of changed the designs of the characters. And I'm not too mad at the designs of the characters, because I could see a world where if this Jam design was trash, I could get why they mad. But what's funny about Guilty Gear is, like, to me, Guilty Gear is the mod game. Like, I know pro players that modded Guilty Gear, and their game's modded. I know pro players that like got a mod where it's just like, oh nigga, like the Caleb City of him getting grabbed. Shout out to my dogs. You know who you are. But to me, I modded Guilty Gear. Some of the thumbnails that I made was mods. Technically, you can still make mods. Technically, in theory, they might not flat out show it, but the jam Easter egg lore could still exist, which I think is kind of a crazy Easter egg when you think about it. Because before, I always swore, because I remember watching Jay Yuna's or anime Illuminati's video of this Easter egg. And that's the only reason I knew about quote unquote Jam's panties being different colors. I thought it was 7, but the fact that it's 8, I'm guessing that like depending on the day, because it went. This is funny to say out loud. So depending on the day of the week. So today technically is Tuesday. I usually upload these on Wednesday. Tuesday would be a different color. Wednesday would be a different color. And I'm guessing holidays would count for the 8th day. My assumption, my headcanon is that holidays would count for the 8th day. So just to put it out there, just to say it, for you freaked out, so for those of you who don't know why people are tripping, or those of you who don't know, like, so say Monday, it looks like May's design of orange and white. They say Tuesday is black and pink. Wednesday is polka dots. Thursday is like pink stripes. This sounds so goofy saying this out loud. Friday's black. Then Saturday's like Yankee stripes. Then Sunday's like white, and then there's a green. But the fact that they used to do that with like Dizzy's design and things of that nature is kind of crazy. And to me, she looked grown. Like, I like the showing a little stomach. It's a good design. It's not a bad design. Like, to me, this doesn't look like a bad costume at all. You can still see legs. You can still see stomach. You can still see an arm. To me, this looks like a grown-ass woman. What is the issue about it being a grown-ass woman? And I'm not even saying something like no weirdo shit like y'all nasty like that or something. Like, I'm just saying a standpoint of like, she still looks fine. Like, they changed Cammy's design in Street Fighter 6. You can't tell me Cammy does not still look good in Street Fighter 6. There's jiggle physics in Street Fighter 6. Cammy still looks good. If this is the new design of Cammy going forward, I'm 110% okay with that because she still looks good. But the classic still looks good. Guilty Gear just announced that within this 2.0, they're going to be changing the equipment that the people who use. So a lot of people in Guilty Gear use swords and things of that nature. Tools, if you will. They're going to give you different options for accessories and tools. It's in the Battle Pass, which I didn't really catch right away. So that is kind of nasty. But they're giving you different tools. And they're giving you different costumes. So they're giving Dizzy a different costume. Now, will they give Dizzy her classic costume? I don't know. It's too early to tell. But if they don't pull like a Street Fighter 6 and they give you like 10 to 12 costumes or everybody gets 2 or 3 at least, even though it's like 28 characters and potentially like 30 characters by the end of this season, I'm not mad at that. I'm not even mad at them giving like, say Lucy, she's a guest character. I don't want to say she has a risky outfit, but I'm trying to think of her outfit. I said Lucky. Oh, brother, I cannot type. Like her outfit is fine, but it's showing some skin. Like there's good outfits in here. I don't understand why people are so gooned out to the point where they feel like they can't enjoy what they enjoy. And then mind you, you can mod it. Like I've seen, like no lie, and Guilty Gear, chill out. Because I know how like some games are with their mods and stuff like that. Like obviously if you're running a tournament, you can't do what that one did. Do what that one did. Do what that one guy did where he had the Chun-Li, it was like a bikini mod, but it was a skimpy bikini mod, but he was like running the bracket. So it was like, gang, we're on your setup. So we see the mod. You know, what people fail to realize is that the only person that can see the mod is you. So if you got the freaked out stuff on the mod, that's you, gang. And if you really want that freaked out stuff, you could do it. I promise you swear to God, today, I'm playing Alex in Street Fighter 6, right? I seen a mod that someone customized Tekken, I think it's Tekken 3 King's outfit, the iconic classic 90s outfit. Um, it's a Street Fighter 6 mod on Alex. I ain't gonna lie, I might add it because that shit was so fire. Yeah, like this outfit, they put it on Alex, and that shit was heat. That was fire. I'm thinking about adding that mod. So, what I think I need people to understand, I'm not mad at y'all being upset, but to me, Guilty Gear knocked it out the park. They added a fan favorite in Jam. They added another fan favorite in Robokai, and I think Robokai's new design is Fly, and he looks cool. I don't know what he's gonna play like since he's been following Venom around technically and all this other shit, but like we'll see how he plays. So you have that going for you. You have 2.0, so there's obviously going to be balances. They're giving characters new moves. I saw 4 new moves in the trailer. I don't know if that means no. There's more than 4 actually, but they're giving characters new moves, new tools to play with, potentially accessories, potentially outfits. We only saw the Dizzy one, so that we don't know how many outfits there's going to be, and some of them could be the classic outfits that you guys love. But for y'all to complain about Jam's design, bro, get some women on your dick. Get some women. I ain't gonna lie, some of y'all sound like y'all need a hug from something soft, man. If you get a hug from something soft and she feel good, you know what I'm saying? A woman, like, you know what I'm saying? She got some curves to her. Like, to me, I don't even know how to describe this. Cause I don't think it's a kink. I like this right here. I like the stomach. Cause to me, the stomach is a setup of the body. Like, so if she, you know what I'm saying? This sound freaked out. I know this is a different direction than where we was gonna go, but follow me. But like if she, you know what I'm saying, she not even fit, like she buff or nothing like that, not even skinny, but like she just looked good and it all connects well. The stomach just highlights that so much more. Like especially Jam got legs, you know what I'm saying? If you in the feet, you into that. There's stuff for characters. Like to me, I don't know how you can hate on any design because all the characters in the game look good. Like I think Eno looks good. I think Jacko looks good. I think Giovanna looks good. Milia looks good. Lucy looks good. Jam looks good. Dizzy looks good. Like, I think they hit it out the park. To me, I'm either going to play a character that looks cool or is hot. Or it's something. Like, to me, I've always gravitated towards the black characters. But then it was like, okay, if they're not black, if they cool, cool. If they not cool, if they hot, they hot. Like, whatever the gameplay of the character is, I gravitate towards. And it's like, it's weird because... Like for instance, right? I already had to deal with this because of, say, Mortal Kombat, right? And Mortal Kombat, you know, they had the risque designs and stuff like that too. But to me, Katana looks good in this game. So I don't understand the issue. Like, she looks really good in this game. And even, like, it might not load, so I apologize if this is a little blurry on the YouTube version. But both models are attractive. And they cleaned them up. Technically, they don't show as much skin as they once was. So you don't really see the legs. The boobs ain't as crazy. The bodies is more proportionate to regular size, like regular women. And they still look good. I don't understand how you see that and they think they don't look good because they don't look like stripperella. Like, you can still be a bad bitch and not have the crazy BBL proportions. So that's what I'm saying. Because, like, my biggest thing with fighting games and things of that nature is I want people to fuck with them. And I ain't gonna lie. I like being around the homies, but I love being around some women. But I want women to feel comfortable. So it's not even like, oh, it's a woke thing or a too inclusive thing. It's more of a... whatever it is to bring you into the game, to make you play the game. Like, there's people that are going to think that, like me, I think Alex from Third Strike was one of the coolest characters. He was the main character. He fought Hugo. He had a cool design. He had a cool move set. This, that, and third. He was sick. So I always liked playing Alex. But there's some people, like in Street Fighter 6, that think Alex is hot. So they want to play him because he's hot. They want to play him because he looks cool. They want to play him because his combos are cool. There's so many different factors that bring you into why you like a character. And that was kind of like my point last week of why I was so frustrated with Alex's story, because it's like, now you're giving me a reason to hate the character when it's like there's other reasons you could give me to hate the character. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's niggas that don't like Jin for what he did in Tekken 5. But now there's people that like Jin because he's kind of redeemed himself at Tekken 8. And it's like, yeah, that's still crazy though. But you know what I'm saying? We can kind of get past that once you start doing other shit. Where, depending on the design of the character, I can see you not being your fan favorite. Like, if this was old Guilty Gear, like if they had never showed the Dizzy costume, maybe in the world, I can understand where they're coming from. Because it's like, this is not the costume I like. But they updated everybody's design. Like, to me, although I'm on the outside looking in, the Rev 2 designs are okay. But I feel like all the designs are way better in XR. And even, or not XR, Strive 2. Like, shit. Jacko pose was a challenge when Jacko came out. And we're not even mad at the pose. Like, I never really see anyone complain about the pose. They're like, all right, the pose kind of crazy, but that's Jacko. Like, we ain't never, you know what I'm saying? Giovanna doing it kind of with the 2D before Jacko came out, but like, yeah, we just treat it as such. So, like, you don't even know what, like, for all we know, the Easter egg could still exist, but you got to have a mod, you got to turn it a certain way, this and third. Who knows? If you going out too much, you going out too much. But there could be a mod where somebody added and it's the same costume with the same physics. And if you want that in your game, that's up to you. I'm not saying I'm going to do that. But Jam looks good. I'm excited to play her. I'm excited to see the guide because I really want to see her like move in action and like the tools and setup. Like, I'm actually going to react to that guide. But like, you know what I'm saying? Just get you a hug. Touch something soft. Talk to a nice lady. Like, whatever you into, whether that be a guy, girl, they, them, whatever, hug up on something and relax. Cause some of y'all just be like, man, like, is this the only reason you play Guilty Gear? So you can see Jam's panties? Like, some of y'all want to see Jam's panties and don't even play Jam. Or don't want to play against Jam because she is a bullshit ass character. She's a rush down monster. Like, what are we talking about? I don't, man. So y'all gotta figure that out. Because some of y'all niggas tripping. And speaking of tripping, I hope I don't get in trouble for this. Because Capcom pinned this tweet. And Capcom announced that Sarara is your Capcom Cup 12 champion. With 5 Eds in the top 16 before it was all said and done. He won it all. So I'm hoping I don't get clapped for that. And I'm hoping I don't get in trouble for that. But before I get into the results and what my results were, something that I wanted to share with you guys. And actually, I wonder if I could switch. I was going to turn off dark mode, but I guess I can't do it from here. Character usage. Now, I got this at 150, so you might not be able to see it. I can't really see it from the visual that y'all see, but I will go into it the best details. So the character that played the most games in order was Mai with 143 games. So Mai was on the screen for, like, I guess in the game. So round 1, round 2, round 3, or wherever, how many rounds it took. Mai was on the screen for 143 games, which is 17% of the time at Capcom Cup. Then the next was Ed at 12% with 103. Third, surprisingly, is Guile with 71, which is like 8.6. And then Ken was at 57. JP was at 45. So JP had a lot of games, but I don't think he made it that far as far as JP's go. The Rashid was at 44. Segal at 43. Cammy at 34. Terry at 34. Zangief at 33, Blanca at 33, Bison at 31, Ryu at 26, Dawson at 24, Jury at 23, Elena had 20 games. Jeez, go Elena. That's a lot of games for Elena. But that might be one person too. And then Akuma at 19, DJ at 16, C Viper at 13, and then I believe that's Kimberly and Luke at 9 games apiece, which was a total of 830 games of Capcom Cup. That's a lot of games of Street Fighter. A lot of games of high intensity Street Fighter where like lives could be changed and altered, or you're going home type of Street Fighter. 83 is a lot, or 830 is a lot. Excuse me. Normalized by sets. I'm guessing this is just saying by like the number of sets. So maybe they like, I don't know if this is ran. Okay, so this is saying like if the set went 2 games, I'm assuming. So it looks like the same order. Actually, no, I switched. So this is like, so it goes Mai, Ed, Guile, Ken, JP, Rashid, Terry, Bison, Sagat, Dawson, Cammy, Ryu, Blanca, Zangief, Jury, DJ, Elena, Akuma, Sea Viper, Kimberly, and then Luke. And then this is by the player, and like the player accounts for like one person. So there was at least 7.3 Mai's. So I wonder what that means. So maybe one person had a Pocket Mai. Is that what that's trying to allude to? And then there was the 5 Eds, 5.2 Eds, Guile, Rashid, Ken, Bison, JP, Ryu, DJ, Terry, Dawson, Zangief, Akuma, Sagat, Cammy, Jury, Elena, Blanca, Kimberly, and then Sea Viper, and then Luke. So Luke might not have been, well, because I know NL picked Luke for a game, so I wonder if that's what it's saying. But then it said Luke played 9 games. So who else played Luke? I don't know. And then this is another interesting fact, is that this is the record, so the game lost record, not including mirror matches, which is fair. Ed cleaned up house. But that, I mean, to be fair, Ed cleaning up house makes all the sense in the world when you have 5 Eds get to top 16. So that means they had to, most of them had to get on winner side, right? And if you're not including the mirror matches, then yeah. So Ed did the best, and then Sagat did the second best at 58%. Sea Viper did 7-6 at 53%. Rashid was at 52. Blanca was at 51. Zangief was at 51. Mai, for as much as she was picked, she's at 51. Guy was at 50. Elena's at 50. Cammy's at 50. Jory's at 47. Terry's at 47. Dawson's at 45. Ken's at 45. And then Ryu was at 42. JP was at 42. Akuma was at 42. And Bison was at 38. Luke and Kimberly both was at 33%. And then DJ was the worst representation. Which is kind of crazy because I feel like DJ is kind of the hardest to fight. As far, well, I don't know. I mean, they're all professionals, so they could adjust, and it depends on who's playing the DJ and when they're playing the DJ and things of that nature. And then the reverse 3-0s was Mena over Dak Corgi, Kubion versus not Pedro, and Christitarian over Lex. And then the amount of sets that took place was 3-2 happened. Wow. 27 times. 3-1 happened 23 times. And then 3-0 happened 22 times. And then as far as sets go, there's only one 5-0. Interesting. There was a 5-2. There was a 5-1. There was a 5-3. And then a 5-4. Huh. So 5-4 happened the most amount of times, which is kind of crazy when you think about it, because everybody always says how this game is like RNG and random and so many scrambles and things of that nature. So the fact that the pro players was able to play longer sets, and most of the, I don't think 5-4 would have been my highest answer. I can see like a 5-3. Well, I guess 5-3 was, yeah, 5-3 was the next closest. Or 5-1, shit. Interesting. 5-2 being low is kind of interesting too. That's such a obscure number. So round one was Blas versus Christitarian, Fudo versus Big Bird, Sarara versus Zerna, Dual Kevin versus Momochi, VX Bao versus Kincho, Lashard versus Higuchi, Mickey versus Menardi, and Kills You versus Itabashi Zangief. So for me and my predictions, I don't have the predictions of who I said would make it out of pool, so I do apologize for that. But I did. I got 9 out of the 16 spots right, which I think is pretty good for not someone that probably wasn't too experienced with like names I don't recognize. I'm not too familiar with Zerna. VX Bao, I remember. King Cho, I kind of remember, but briefly. I've seen VX Bao before. I think he was in one of the Street Fighter leagues, if I'm not mistaken. King Cho is the Terry player, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, he is. Okay. But I don't have too much experience watching him per se. Outside of that one tournament. Mickey, I remember because that's the Cammy, right? But I guess he's playing Mai. And then those were the only 3 that I wasn't unfamiliar with. So it was kind of hard to predict them and see where they lie against other people. And it depended on the bracket. Because I think Mickey was in the bracket with like Christitarian. No. Mickey was in the bracket with, I want to say, Rain Pro and like Lex, right? Was it Mickey in that bracket? Oh, Christitarian was in that bracket, so I wasn't crazy. Yeah, so he was in that bracket. Okay. And then, so I got 9 out of 16 right, which I think is pretty impressive for someone that, you know what I'm saying, plays Street Fighter and watches Street Fighter when it comes to tournaments and things of that nature. But obviously, I haven't kept up with like the CPT World Warriors program because there's a lot of different people in the World Warriors program and things of that nature, and it's hard to keep up when you don't even know when it's going on. And then they're like, oh, this person won, so it's like, I don't really care to promote it. I don't really care to promote it either. Now something that I thought was kind of impressive is I got 7 out of the 16 spots right. So the fact I want to actually, what were the 2 spots that I got wrong? I actually didn't look at this. So I actually got 2 matchups right too. So the 2 matchups I got right was Lashard versus Higuchi. I got that right. And then I got Kills You versus Itabashi Zangief right. So what were the 2 spots that I got wrong? I'm actually looking at it in real time, so I do apologize. I got Menardi spot wrong. So I had... So Big Bird was in Menardi spot. So I got that wrong. And then what was the other spot that I had gotten wrong? I guess I got... Wait, maybe I didn't. How many spots did I get? Okay, wait. So I got Blas right. And then I got Sahara right. I got Dual Kevin right. Oh, but then I got Momochi wrong. Because Momochi ended up fighting, Huh. So I actually got 6. That sounds about right. So I got 6 out of the 16 spots right. But I had Momochi right. Okay. But that's still impressive that I got 9 out of the 16 spots right. But 16 like players right. But I got 6 out of the 16 spots right. So in my prediction, I had Blas versus Do. I had Ending Walker versus Menor D. I had Sarara versus Kobion. I had Dual Kevin versus Angry Bird. Just wrong bird. And then I had Gachikun versus Momochi. I had Lashar versus Higuchi. I had Lex versus Xiaohai. And I had Kills You versus Itabashi Zangief. So the wrongs that I had, I didn't have Christitarian. I didn't have Fudo. Fudo kind of hurts me the most. And I mean, Christitarian does as well. Because I do think Christitarian is a strong player. But it's so hard to see what a Ken could do against what a Mai and 2 Giles. Because I remember I hated the matchup as Ken, but I mean, obviously I'm not fucking Christitarian. Fudo hurts me just because he looked clean. He looked so dominant. And he was playing against, who did he play against? Because his bracket, he like demolished Bravery, but Bravery went on that run and then he ended up making it out. And then, let's see. Zerna I didn't have. VX Bow I didn't have. Kincho I didn't have. Mickey I didn't have. And then, like I said, I picked the wrong bird instead of Angry Bird. I should have picked Big Bird. But that was a toss up too, because like I think even Brian F said when I was listening to the podcast that like I think Angry Bird hasn't had a bad place. Like this is his worst placing in Capcom Cup. So it's like what are the odds? You feel me? So I guess if I go in this tournament, if I knew the placement of each thing right now, it would be easy to say. But I don't off the top of my head. Cause I guess technically I could figure this out. So I had Blaz and Winners, which I got correct. And then I had Xiaohai, but Xiaohai lost to Juicy Joe. Okay. Yeah, because I do remember him being out early. And then Fudo, I didn't have right, and I didn't have Bravery right. And then in this one, yeah, I guess I didn't expect Big Bird to beat Mena RD. And then wait, who was the other one I had out of this one? Oh, I might have had Big Bird losing in the thing. So I think I had them flipped. And then phase 2 is going to show me where I went different, I think. Okay, yeah. I think phase 2 is going to show me where I went different. Okay. And then Sahara I had out. I think I had NL. Yeah, I had NL. But Shaka, I mean, shout out to Shaka. Shit, he did his damn thing. I might have picked Yo and Angel. I feel like I did. I don't know. Either that or Pugera. No, because I don't know if I picked Pugera. I know I picked Dual Kevin. But I don't remember if I picked Yo and Angel or not. And then... See, Angry Bird did beat Kincho, but he didn't beat... Oh, so he lost to Momochi, but then... Kincho beat Tasha, and then Kincho beat Angry Bird in the Runback. Oh, so if Angry Bird would have won that, I could have had Angry Bird in there. Oh, I see. And then Gachikun beat VX Bow, or Gachikun got beat. That's what fucked me up. I ain't gonna lie. I thought Rashid, I thought Gachikun being Gachikun, but VX Bow running the Mai is probably cooking up. They run Mai. Oh, he ran Bison in this matchup. Interesting. And then not Pedro, but not Pedro made the run after Kobeon. Oh. Because he beat Gachikun and Kobeon. He beat Kobeon twice. That's impressive. And Lashard I had, and I actually had Travis Styles, I think. But Travis Styles lost the decider to Ryu Kichi, which is tough. Hoguchi beating Tokido is tough. And then Hoguchi I had out. And then Zerna, I don't know if I had out. And shout out to Mickey and Rain Paul representing their flag and then going that far. And then shout out to Christitarian making that run. And then Knuckle making as far as he did, but then losing the rematch, which sucks. Then Jack making it out too. So how did Group 2 go? Because I feel like I had, like if I had the sheet of the names, because I think I split it up, so I think that's why I couldn't go back and listen to it right away. So Menardi got out, Kincho got out. I feel like I had Yon Angel though. I definitely would have got this one wrong either way. And I think I might have picked, did I pick Jack? Or yeah, I guess I picked Jack. Well, no, because I didn't have Jack in tournament. Because I think I think I picked Do. That's what it was. I picked Do in this spot. Yeah. So I had an American, but it was just the wrong American. Okay. And then, yeah, that was it. That was all she wrote. So as far as placements go, I actually had Sahara and Kills You finishing in the second round or the quarterfinals, which is kind of crazy. Because I think in my bracket I had Kills You beating Itabashi Zengi, which he did, and then I had Xiaohai beating him in this spot. But then obviously Kills You versus Mickey beats Mickey, and it advances, and then just keeps going from there. And then I can't wait to watch these sets, but that's the only problem is we can't watch these sets yet because Capcom hasn't released the footage. So I'm hoping they don't get mad at me going by this. But it's like, dog, you announced the winner fucking 2 weeks ago. So it's like you can't be mad at someone covering the footage. Well, no, I'm not covering the footage. I'm just covering the results. Then Fudo losing to Blas is so tragic. And this Sahara just went on a tear. Because, I mean, realistically, it's like the 5-0 in someone is crazy. Then beating Dual Kevin is a solid win. But then beating Blas is a solid win, too. Like, well, he went 5-0. So we went 1-1. Okay. Then it went 2-0. So you're up 3-1. Then 3-2. 4-2. 4-3. Then 5-3. How'd it go against Blas? So 1-0. 1-1. 2-1. 2-2. 3-2. And then you just went on a tear? Sheesh. And this being 5-1 is crazy. And he won the first one. That's that's gotta feel worse for Killju. How did this go? That's tough. Having to play a third place game after you lost too, that has to suck. That's the only thing I don't like about this format. Because I think even somebody else said it, like, because you could do it to where 3-4, I would just do it like that. Because you can even break this bread up more so that people can actually get a good amount. Shout out to Killju. Great showing. Shout out to Blas. Another great showing. To get second and third place back-to-back Capcom Cups is truly remarkable. Truly a testament to skill. I think he's due for one. I'm not going to lie. He is due for one. I think I got some questions to answer from you guys. And shout out to y'all for the questions. If you ever want to leave me questions, I usually post them in my community over at Be Heard on YouTube. I think I only got one question though. And shout out to Steel for the question. He says, IDK, if you answered this before, but how did you get into fighting games? So I'm gonna give two answers. The two answers I'm gonna give, there's one where I got into fighting games from a JIT. And when I got into fighting games as a JIT, I don't know if you guys remember, I had a Super Nintendo, right? On the Super Nintendo, I want to say it's Killer Instinct. It was a cartridge, right? And this, I remember this so vividly because I had this and it stuck out to me. And I'm like, yo, this is different. And I remember playing Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct is one of my favorite games because it was like ultra, all the cool shit you could do. Combo breaker, like that shit was so fire. And I remember using CJ Calmo. I remember using Full Gore, and like that game was kind of my introduction to fighting games because obviously I played Super Turbo. I played on arcades and stuff like that. I played Mortal Kombat 2 and 3. I was born in '94. And I remember I was a JIT. Like there's a picture in my house to where I'm a baby and I'm holding a Sega controller and I'm just slumped like this. And it's like adorable picture for like someone that got into games. But I was always a American fighting game player. Like I remember, not American fighting game player, because what the fuck am I talking about? I always played American fighting games because I remember being on a trip to Denver when I was like a legit kid and I'm visiting my godmother and they bought me Deadly Alliance. So when they bought me Deadly Alliance, I had the pamphlet and it had little descriptions of like Sub-Zero and Quan Chi, and it was like, yo, Liu Kang is dead, and I'm like reading it, and I'm reading it as a kid, and I'm just like, oh, what the fuck? So I'm so fascinated in this world that I've always stuck to the Mortal Kombat side of things. So I never really got into Street Fighter and Capcom Cup and all those things until I got older. And when I got older, like I remember watching Maximilian and I was watching some of his YouTube videos, and he got me into Third Strike, and I thought Third Strike was the sickest shit ever. So I bought it on the PlayStation 3, and I didn't really play online. I didn't really play nobody, right? And so when I was playing those games, I was playing against like computer and shit like that. So I thought Sean was cool. I thought Alex was cool. I was just playing this shit. And I was playing Ryu, Ken, obviously. I didn't really know how to do a DP or nothing like that. I wasn't too good at it. And it wasn't until like I really started watching Twitch and I went off to college and then I bought an Xbox One that I didn't really play against people like that until I started playing Mortal Kombat X. And when I was playing Mortal Kombat X, because I played 9 and I played Injustice, and Injustice was like my breakthrough as far as learning combos and things of that nature goes, because I was just a mashing button ass nigga. Because obviously, also I played like Tekken Tag. Tekken Tag is like a classic to me, and Tekken 3, all that shit. I don't want to screw those games. I didn't really play anime fighters until I got way older. Like till recently and shit. But where was I at in my story? Yeah, so when I got the Xbox, I was at college, and then I was playing people. And then that's when I actually started playing people getting good. So I ended up watching Twitch. So I ended up watching the Black Hokage, and ended up watching Maximilian. And then that's when I started, playing on Xbox. So I ended up playing against Uncaged because I was trying to get the news of Mortal Kombat. That's when YouTube was popping and stuff like that, because I'm on college. So I got my laptop. So I'm watching YouTube videos and stuff like that. So this is around 2014-ish. And then I'm watching Uncaged games and things of that nature. Then I ended up meeting Grim, and then Grim introduced me to the squad, and the squad played Mortal Kombat. So then that's when I realized that niggas was better. Because like before I played them, I had like an 80% record, but the way that I was playing fighting games was I think whenever I would play like a teleport character, I would play Takeda. And then whenever I would play a character that wasn't a teleport character, I would play Jax. And that was my gauge on who I was going to play, because I didn't want you to basically gimmick me now that I'm older. But that was kind of my introduction. And my introduction to like the FGC and that side of things was the online local and the Reddit for Street Fighter. So shout out to Joe Monday. Love you, bro. I haven't talked to him in a long time, so I hope he's doing well and things of that nature, because I know he got out of the game or whatever. But hopefully he's doing well. I remember commenting on the Reddit, because this is when Street Fighter 5 was coming out. So when Street Fighter 5 was coming out, like I said, I had the Xbox One, and we, you know what I'm saying, niggas ain't have money like that. So technically my mom had the PlayStation. So when Street Fighter 5 had its beta and things of that nature, I would basically hop on her Street Fighter or PlayStation. And then I think I ended up saving up and getting enough money to where I could play on her PlayStation. And I ended up buying my own PlayStation. So I ended up buying my own PlayStation, go into downstairs, we call it the pink room as our living room, right? So I'm in the pink room, and I'm setting up the other PlayStation to play Street Fighter, and I'm commentating Street Fighter because I wanted to get into commentary, because I thought it was the sickest shit ever. And he's like, oh, you could travel, commentate about fighting games and learn fighting games this and that shit's cool. So I reached out on the online local, which was a Street Fighter Reddit, and I'm like, yo, I'm trying to get into commentary. Joe Monday was like, yo, come on. I ain't know shit. Like, I didn't know the special moves. I didn't know what screw pile driver and all this shit, like running bear grab. I didn't know nothing, because he was obviously Joe Monday was a Zangief player. I didn't know nothing. So like, I'm learning the moves. I'm learning frame data. It's a lot. I ain't gonna lie. Learning Street Fighter 5 in real time and trying to commentate Street Fighter 5 was some of the most jarring shit that I ever did. So that's why I think I have that PTSD of like every time they release a new patch or change characters' frame data, that shit was daunting to me. Because obviously Street Fighter 5 was so bare bones too. And I did it for like every Monday too. And mind you, I think my setup was my laptop connected to a charger using a Blue Yeti and watching on a big screen TV, not even a monitor, Street Fighter 5 gameplay. And I don't think I had the best internet, because I never played anybody. So I think my internet was dog shit too. So like, I could very well be delayed super crazy, and Joe is like just commentating. Joe never said nothing. Joe was always the professional. I think the only thing that Joe didn't really like me doing was saying stuff about, I think, other tournaments. But I think I had the impression that I was gonna get paid and stuff like that. Like, so I didn't want to say I come off cocky, but like I was just green. I just didn't know any better. So he taught me a lot. I leveled up. So Quasi, He ended up doing a lot of the graphics and things of the nature. So like like stuff like this. Like Quasi did the original design of the icon and stuff that you see on Spotify and Apple, and then he ended up doing this. But I think I need another one because I low key need a Discord version of this. Um, yeah, and then that kind of got me into Street Fighter, and in Street Fighter I kind of been just Capcom ever since. I think Guilty Gear Strive coming out, and then I ended up watching like Excellent Adventures, which that led to Sajam and Tasty Steve doing that version, and then that's when Sajam was getting into Guilty Gear. So then that's when I got into Guilty Gear, and then obviously they announced Guilty Gear Strive, and I was like, yo, this is perfect because it's simpler and I can understand it and all that stuff. Um, and then actually I'm lying too, because on the online local or Street Fighter's Reddit page, they had a list. They had a list of all the fighting game locals and stuff like that. And then I saw Iowa, and then Iowa had a Facebook page. So then I went on the Facebook page, learned that they was out of at the first time. I don't know what year this is. I made a YouTube video probably. I think I was like my first tournament or something like that, and that shit was like at CDJs and hobbies, and it's like in the room in the back. And I went there, and shout out to everybody that's technically friends today, like Latino Link, Endgamer, Curtis. I'm trying to think who else was there. Like Hattorn was there. Probably Philly was there, but I didn't speak. Like I didn't really speak to a lot of those guys. I spoke to Curtis. Curtis I've always spoke to. But a lot of those guys I didn't really talk to them like that because I didn't go often. I only went like maybe 2 or 3 times when it was at CDJs and hobbies. But yeah, I think that's all of my origin. It might not be 1-to-1 as far as accuracy goes. Not saying I like lied about anything, but I'm saying as far as timetable goes, because I think once I was engraved into the online local and I was doing monthly commentary, I think that's when I got into fighting games. Because I've always liked fighting games, but I never really, no one else really liked fighting games outside of, like, when I would play my dad in games, my dad, I'm gonna show my age, he was more of an N64 type nigga. Like, me and him would play the Super Mario Kart 64. That was our shit. Like, we would, like, Grand Prix, 150, all the tracks. And I'd be like, yo, what's up? He'd be like, all right, what's up? And we just run it. We haven't really played a game since then, which sucks and kind of unfortunate. My mom, she plays like Madden and like NCAA. Like we would always play the football games. Like the fucked up part about playing my mom is that she would dog me in Madden. Not really dog me, but it'd be like 138 to 130. Like we be crazy in like 5-minute quarters. Like no defense is being played, but just offense, stick work, jukes, all that shit. We was cold at. But like she would beat me in Madden and then try to make me dinner, and I'd be salty as hell eating the dinner. But yeah, because like when I'm an only child, so I never had like a brother or anything to play like that. So I didn't really start playing competitively in fighting games. Really until I think Injustice 1 was probably my first online experience. Like my first online experience for real was like Halo 2, Halo 3 days, whenever the Xbox 360. So I think that's Halo 2. But then obviously I migrated to Call of Duty, and yeah, that's making me think. Yeah, my origin story is kind of crazy, but that's what really got me into fighting games. Like fighting games was more so of watching Maximilian the Black Hokage, watching Uncaged because I was trying to get more information on Mortal Kombat. So that's when like leaks and rumors. Like I love that shit. Like to me, I don't mind being spoiled because it's like if it's something I'm already looking forward to and I couldn't wait to play. Like I want to say when Mortal Kombat came out because that's why I always hated Mortal Kombat because their dates were always around April. And I think I remember playing like Hooky or some shit. Like I remember I was like, I know I did that for Skate. Skate was the only day where Skate 3 came out. I was in high school and I had to wait the whole day. But you know, shout out to Tyler, co-host of the Tyler Bryan Hour. His mom, we had pre-ordered at GameStop. And then like, bro, I couldn't wait. So as soon as I found Tyler, I was like, yo, let's go. But I think I did that for Mortal Kombat X. And I think that was like the last game where I was like, I'm staying home for this game. Maybe that might be GTA 6, but I don't know. Yeah, that was a good memory. Good question. Shout out to, I want to give the proper shout out once again to Steel Types Stelix. Steelix. Sorry if I'm butchering your name, but yeah, I would say this is a pretty good episode of the Runback. I appreciate y'all. Hopefully hopefully Capcom don't clap this video for me announcing that. I'm talking about, Capcom Cup. So I'm hoping it's all good by the time I upload this. I might even wait a day. I might say this for tomorrow. So technically I'm recording this on a Tuesday, but you might not get this till Wednesday. Because I'm gonna wait just a little bit longer to make sure that they don't clap this. So sorry that you don't get this video on Tuesday to have some consistency, but y'all gonna get this video. I love y'all. Until next time, I holla. Peace.